Trump executive says presidential premium was floated to boost net worth. Trump Organization Assistant Vice President Patrick Birney told Mr. Trump's New York civil fraud trial that they ended up scrapping the idea, but state lawyers contend that merely going through the exercise underscores how Mr. Trump and his underlings were intent on finding ways to improve his bottom line. Former U.S. President Mr. Trump is expected to return to court for the trial next week when fixer-turned-foe Michael Cohen is scheduled to take the witness stand. Mr. Birney said Trump executives considered tacking 25% onto Mr. Trump's Trump Tower apartment's value as a premium for presidential personal residence in 2017, his first year in office. They considered doing the same for Mr. Trump's winter and summer homes at Mar-a-Lago and his Bedminster, New Jersey, golf club. Mr. Birney said a presidential summer residence premium at the same rate would have added $18.9 million, £15.6 million, to the Bedminster Golf Club's price tag on Mr. Trump's annual financial statements, Mr. Birney said, increasing its listed value to about $145 million. At one point Trump executives considered adding a 35% ex-president premium to certain assets. Mr. Birney was testifying at the end of the second week of a non-jury trial in New York Attorney General Letitia James's fraud lawsuit and will return on Monday. He is the third Trump Organization executive to give evidence, following longtime chief financial officer Alan Weisselberg and senior vice president and controller Jeffrey McConney. Both of them are defendants in the case and have since retired. In a pretrial decision last month, a judge ruled that Mr. Trump and his company committed years of fraud by exaggerating the value of Mr. Trump's assets and net worth on his financial statements. Those documents were given to banks, insurers and others to make deals and secure financing. As punishment, Judge Arthur Engeron ordered that a court-appointed receiver take control of some Trump companies, putting the future of Trump Tower and other properties in doubt, but an appeals court paused that from taking effect. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than the trial concerns related allegations of conspiracy, insurance fraud and falsifying business records. Ms. James, a Democrat, is seeking $250 million, £206 million, in penalties and wants Mr. Trump and other defendants banned from doing business in New York. Mr. Birney indicated Trump executives started pondering a potential presidential premium as they sought ways to recoup a loss in value incurred from correcting the size of Mr. Trump's 10,996 square foot Manhattan penthouse, which had been wrongly valued for years at nearly 3 times that square footage. That fix was made in Trump's 2017 financial statement after Forbes magazine published an article revealing the true size of the Trump Tower apartment. At the same time, the Trump Organization was going through what Mr. McConney previously dubbed a financial cleanup, scrubbing some pay practices and financial arrangements in the wake of Mr. Trump's election. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than was applying a presidential premium to a series of assets, something you would have done on your own? State lawyer Eric Heron X. I don't really remember, but probably Alan Weisselberg, Mr. Birney said. Mr. Birney, who took on a central role in preparing Mr. Trump's financial statements beginning in 2017, previously testified that Weisselberg, referring to Mr. Trump's net worth, told him, "Donald likes to see it go up." He testified that one of their discussions happened in a Trump Tower bathroom. Weisselberg was not asked about the presidential premium when he gave evidence on Tuesday and Wednesday, nor in a deposition he gave in May in the case. But he and Mr. McConney did acknowledge adding other types of premiums to Mr. Trump's property values. Mr. McConney told the trial last week that, years before Mr. Trump became president, he added $20 million to the value of Mr. Trump's penthouse partly because of his celebrity. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than. Mr. Birney said that presidential premium prices they calculated were removed from consideration in October 2017 and were never included in any of his financial statements. State lawyers argue that Mr. Trump and his lieutenants weighed and used a variety of methods to boost his net worth on his annual statements of financial condition, but did not disclose them to people relying on the documents for an accurate picture of his wealth and holdings. Mr. Trump, who has pegged his net worth in excess of $6 billion, £4.9 billion, in recent years, has estimated that his brand alone is worth maybe $10 billion. In his April deposition for the case, he called it my most valuable asset and attributed his political success to the ubiquity of his name and persona. But Mr. Trump insisted he never accounted for his brand in his financial statements, testifying in April. "If I wanted to create a statement that was high, I would have put the brand on.